We're basically of our campus here at Golden Eagle in Wisconsin Rapids. You see it on the background behind the screen there. Kind of let you know who we are, kind of get to know our culture here, and hopefully invite you, motivate you to come and see us at some point in the future. Now, usually we have a few people who don't get the audio right away, so we're going to pause on this screen and then we'll get going in just a second with the rest of the webinar. So first off, what we'd like to do, I guess, is show you where we are located. Golden Eagle Log Homes is located in central Wisconsin, right there where the big red dot is in front of you. We're about 4 hours northwest of Chicago, 3 hours southeast of Minneapolis, and about an hour and a half west of Green Bay. Just to give you an idea, we have dealers nationwide, and we've sold or delivered homes in about 49 states and also into Canada. And again, there's a little picture of aerial picture of our plant. Here we see the model. I'm going to use a few of the tools here and kind of point out where some of the things are. And right here is the model. I'm actually speaking to you this evening from this window well right there. And we'll go through the different buildings that you see here. And the showroom that we will talk about is basically this building right here. Manufacturing is in the end of the building here and also in the end of the building here. The rest of the buildings you see are basically storage. The dry kiln, which we'll point out later, is also right here. You see a lot of other things going on, and we'll show you a few new things as we go about this also in the end here. All right, let's move on then to the next slide. You have arrived. You're basically taking Highway 54 and pulled into the parking lot at Golden Eagle Log Homes. Again, you can see that we're located 2 miles east of Wisconsin Rapids, of the city itself, right on the north side of the road. This is Jay, from left to right there, Jay, Todd, and Sharon, and seated in the chair is Wally. Wally is Jay and Todd's father. They're the brothers who own our company, and now we are into the 3rd generation with 3 of Todd and Sharon's children also employed here at Golden Eagle Log Homes. So your next stop, or your first stop as we take the tour, would be to go into the model home. Our model is the Double Eagle Deluxe plan. You'll basically go across the bridge, which you can see in the lower center picture, and down the porch and enter into the foyer. The model is made with button pass corners and is an 8-inch double round full log, hand peeled. We call it profile number 143. And right now you're looking at the street side, or what we would call the front of the building, the side that you would drive up or approach as you were coming to visit the home. The home has a total of 2,668 square feet and 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, and 2.5 stalls, or 2-stall garage. Right now we're looking at the view side that you would be looking out of to see the mountain, the valley, the river, whichever has attracted you to your site. That's what you'd be looking through. The Double Eagle Deluxe, we're now standing in the great room after we've entered the foyer. And okay, just wanted to make sure we had this right. You're looking at the foyer, from the foyer, great room, into the kitchen area, kitchen and dining room. Just want to point out a couple of features here. The jumbo columns that you see right through here, a few tie beams going across into the kitchen. There's a log stairway over here on the far right that we have in our model. And the flooring that you see basically throughout the kitchen dining area over here is all rustic hickory, and the kitchen cabinets themselves, we'll see them close up a little bit later, are rustic hickory also with green accents on them. The next stop here, again, we're looking in somewhat from in the great room, and we see the fireplace, the log stairway off in the distance, again a little bit of the kitchen. And the items you're looking at there, up at the loft here, the log railing, all of these items, including the kitchen cabinets, the fireplace, are all part of our complete package. That's the one that we are the most, sell the most of, and we're most known for, is our complete package. So you see those things like the kind of items that we don't supply. Sometimes people ask us, well, what's in your package? And they'll say that it's easier to tell you what's not in our package. And some of those items would be finished flooring, appliances, drywall, if you choose to have drywall, light fixtures, and something you can't see, but in the ceiling there would be insulation that is not provided in the Golden Eagle package. It comes to you through the builder or through the general contractor. So there you see 3 different rooms in our house. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Here you see the visible plumbing was also part of our package. So that's when you see the fixtures and that in the bathroom, they are from us. And I'd like to have you take a note of the dormer area. This is on the 2nd floor. The angles that you see here are something that is unique to the gables on a 2-story home when you have the high pitch ceilings. And the picture on the right-hand side, you see a little bit of the surfing guy, or the snowboarder, I should say, coming down the mountain, looking across at the what I call the bridge or the balcony to the 2nd bedroom on the loft of this home. So we take a short walk now. We're basically done with the model, and we're going to take a short walk over to the building center. Is what it used to be, the building center. Now we call it the showroom. I mentioned the building center because we did start out in 1966 as a lumber yard, a ma and pa lumber yard, if you will. So it's this is your entry into what we would call Selections Paradise. In it, you'll find plumbing, cabinets, faucets, and much, much more. They're all on display for you to choose from. You also have exterior doors in the upper left, fireplace mantles, cabinetry, and anything that may have a color, style, or a shape. Anything that you have to make a decision on, even including logs and the size of the logs that are in your home and the size and style of the corners. So here we see a log. There's logs, corner styles again, we have on display in the upper right hand. And there's many corners to choose from. You see windows in front of you. You see sinks in the displays, and then anything available from rustic to modern. Most of what we sell does happen to be rustic, especially in the cabinetry and those areas, door areas. In this showroom, we have on display 7 full-sized kitchen displays that you can look at, pull the drawers out, check the hardware. You will be able to meet with a personal meeting with one of our kitchen designers. We feel, and our customers tell us, this is the most important room in the home. And we spend a lot of time here. It takes probably 2, 3, 4 hours working on just the kitchen and the vanities and the bath fixtures alone with the designers. From a cabinet standpoint, we use brand names like Homecrest, Omega, the Dynasty line in Omega, and a company named Birch, and the Legacy line within that company. I'd like to point out here on the very bottom center, this one that I'm trying to circle here, this would be a standard kitchen, one of the standard possibilities. It is a Homecrest cabinet made in a hickory, flat panel hickory cabinet. If we go over here to the one on the far right, just bump the mouse, sorry about that, far left, that is one by the Birch Company, their Legacy series, also a rustic hickory cabinet. And that is the same cabinet that you saw in the model home, just on one of the screens there. So then we mentioned you even get to choose stains. Stains are included in both our Shell Plus package and in our complete package. There's interior stains, exterior stains. The brand names that we use for these products are Permachink, Sikkens, Outlast, which is a Q8 log oil, Sashco, and Continental. So we have various brands to choose from. And we also, on the very far right column, basically right through here, these are pre-finished items that we are able to do. We can pre-finish tongue and groove, interior doors, trim, and windows. And these would be interior only. We do not pre-finish anything from the outside of the building. And if there's any questions, please send in your chats and we will answer your questions. So now we're looking at stone. If you read through our specifications and what's included in our package, you would see that we do include the fireplace and we include the stone for that. We could call it faux stone or just man-made stones. And it's, again, inside the complete package. On the top, you see a panoramic view of our entry and showroom. If you were standing, coming in and rounding the corner, looking down the aisles where all the different displays are. And we'll go through in the next few minutes looking at most everything in this showroom. Windows, again, a very important product in the house, keeping out all of the elements, as we'd say, critters, wind, rain, security. It's an extremely important product. Probably next to lumber and maybe sheathing inside the package, windows are probably the next most expensive group of material that we will be providing or that you will be purchasing. We use Pella as our main brand. It's most recognized name in the window industry. There are 4 series of windows to choose from. The standard that's priced into the package is the Encompass Vinyl Window by Pella. Then we could upgrade an option up to the Pro line, the Architect or the Designer, which are all basically metal-clad wood windows. So they would get you the dark colors of your windows and trim outside and the wood on the inside. We also use Semco. You see down in the lower left-hand corner, this is in the Midwest. We offer that as an option as well. But no matter which window you choose or which series or manufacturer, they would always be low-E glass, argon-filled inside. That's our standard. We do not use any other type of glazing unless you wanted to option up to triple glazing or some of the sun defense glasses and things like that. So here's a home that we sold earlier this year. It's basically they moved in around Christmas time or started using it, but this is, I wanted to point out a Pella Designer and architectural series of windows. So I'm going to basically point to a couple of things here. If you look at some of the type of grid work, these are called simulated divided light grids in windows. So over here you see an arch top casement window. The grid that you see like in this pattern is called an even divided light, where every one of them is the same size. Over here in this area you have a top lighted glass. And then again, also right through here, you see that the grids are located on top of the windows and patio doors. So we did a lot of extra on this particular home, but just wanting to give you an idea of some of the types of windows that we can get through the Pella Corporation and also through the Semco brand. So again, if any questions, that would be great. Okay. One of the things that we have types of corners. So here we have the corner that is standard in our line is the button pass corner, the one you see right there. Then the second ones that would be available would be the saddle notch over here and the dovetail down below. These are optional corners, and they would cost approximately $500 per corner more. And right here we see an example of a vertical corner, a round vertical corner, and that would actually be a credit option. If you wanted that corner, it would be about $300 per corner less. The 2 slides down below at the bottom are on half log. If you look behind it, you'll see the wall back here, a studded wall, conventionally framed home, but it is a put over sheathing, Tyvek, and then a half log or a quarter log is put over the top of that. But those are, again, choices in corners, choices that you would have to make as you went through the process of purchasing a log home. Here we see some surface options. Again, these are all on display in the showroom, and you'll see the different surfaces. Now, the two that are standard as far as pricing goes would be the semi-smooth over here and the standard peeling that's over here. The standard peel is actually done in a machine that we have near the peeler in that particular room where we plane the logs, and you'll see it coming up shortly. So those two that I've circled are included in the price that you see on the website or on the price lists. Now the other peelings that surface finishes you see here are hand peeled and then also hand hewn. Just to give you an idea, the smooth finish, semi-smooth over here is available on all the logs, whether they're round or flat. The standard peel is available only on rounded logs, and the hand peeled as well is only available on rounded logs, and the hewn is available only on flat logs, flat surfaces. So there again, we have choices to be made. We'll go back now and look at where the shapes of the logs are, and along with the sizes. Again, this is a screen right off our website and also off of out of our price list. There's about 18 to 20 different shapes and sizes if you put them all together, and you can see on each one of them if it's a double round or a D log or a square log. You'll see that they come in certain dimensions. Like if we looked at the D log right here, it comes in these particular sizes, and it's available in these particular corner styles. Now there's another chart that it did not come here, but A is button pass, B is dovetail, things like that. So you can start seeing where what the logs can be used with which particular corner. And also down here, you see a little bit of how we stack the logs. This is not a construction class, but you're going to see gasketing material here. You're going to see caulk on the sides of the logs. And you're also going to see a large screw, which isn't shown there right at the moment, but a screw that is holding the logs together. Now we're back to inside the showroom. The interior doors that you see over here on the right side, right in this particular area, they are all, the standard is a 6-panel solid pine door. When we make our doors, the hinge color matches the doorknob color that you chose. All of them will be pre-hung, and all of them will come with knotty pine 1x4 bevel trim. That's all included in the standard package. The option would be for a knotty pine door, which you see right here. Another option would be for an alder door that you see right here. We'll see a 6-panel pine door just a little bit later, the standard one. We also have 3-panel doors available and 2-panel doors available. Exterior doors, which you see up here in the upper left-hand corner, we see the wood series of Simpson doors right through this area here. And the standard, however, is an insulated steel door made by Therma-Tru. And we have options for fiberglass insulated doors by Therma-Tru, and then the fir Simpson doors that you see available there. Okay, we have a question. Let me go back up and look at that. Okay, how do we get the volume up to listen? Basically, somebody came in late, and I'm going to try to answer them. 1 second here, please. Sorry about that. I'm not going to be able to do that. So apparently we'll just continue on. So well, good. Then part of the doors that we have here are also the interior lock sets. Lock sets are included with the doors. The standard door that we see available, door knob, would be this one right there. They're made by Delaney, and the standard finish that we have is the oil rubbed bronze as you see it there. That would be a standard knob. You could, in a standard color, you could option up to lever knobs. You could option up to the handle sets, but every door that comes in the exterior will come with a deadbolt on it as well. So you have choices of round, lever, oval, handle sets, and even the keyless that you see over on the right-hand side. So and there's choices of sand cast and also sand textured locks. That would be solid cast locks. Very nice products, very, very efficient. And we actually send the locks directly to the job site right from the manufacturer. Here's a point that a lot of people get a kick out of here when they come to visit us, and that is to the carving that Ronnie Main does on the mantles. But I first should point out that our standard mantle would be basically what you see right back there. That's a standard mantle. And then Ronnie Main does do some of this custom carving that you see in front of you there. And the process of getting the carving done would basically be to contact Ronnie Main. You could actually find his website, Ronnie Main Carvings, RONNY. And you order it from him, you pay him directly for what you want done. He comes in here and gets the column or the mantle or the post, takes it back, carves it, tells us about it. We put it on your load, and it's delivered right to your site along with the rest of the Golden Eagle material. And there's another nice picture of some of the carvings that Ronnie Main does for our customers. Railings, there are choices of railings. The standard railing, as you can see labeled down here in the lower left-hand corner, this is the standard peeled cedar railing. Both inside and outside would be where we would use this one. There are also wrought iron railings available. There are different patterns that are available, some twisted ones. There's a lot of things that we can do for you in this area of spindles. So wrought iron, black metal, square pine, and octagon also that you see down there available. This is one of the things that tour the plant and the showroom is that Golden Eagle uses what we call a window flashing trim. And again, I'll try to point that out exactly what it is. We're speaking of this metal bracket that you basically see right here. It's not really a bracket, it's a flashing. You see it here again, and then you see it right under here after the trim and the casing is put on. Now, no other log home company does this. But what happens in the field, the builder puts a saw kerf basically in the log right through there. And then the flashing is put into that saw kerf, and then it's caulked in, as you can see right there. The window is fastened over here in this particular area to what we call a buck. It's basically a frame running around the window. There's an airspace above it right here. And again, the window is nailed like here, over here. And then the flashing is put over the top, it's caulked in, and then the trim, as you see over here, the round peeled trim is put over the top of that, and it seals out all of the wind, rain, critters, and basically makes your home very, very tight. At the very top, right up here, we also use a window flashing, a drip cap that keeps the water from running down the side of your home, and everything is sealed up tight. Nothing gets behind this trim. No other log home company does that. Now we're going to spend a little time looking at cabinets. Not a lot, but we'll point out what's standard. Again, anytime you see a door that is flat, like this one, I'm going to try to make these marks small. This one right there, that one, this one, this one, this one. They're all flat. Those would be standard cabinets. The next upgrade would be raised panel. And if you see the dots, it's there and there. And over here, you can see that their panel is raised a little bit. So that would be the second upgrade. And then over here on the very far left, basically all of the cabinets over here are knotty grade cabinets, and that would be our top of the line as far as the choices available in our cabinets. Now, the brand names that we use for our cabinetry are Homecrest. That's the basic cabinets. That's these cabinets right over here are both Homecrest. So the flat panel and the raised panel are are available from Homecrest. Over here we see Birch Legacy and also Omega Dynasty that are the Nadi cabinets, if you will. So what we're saying, again, many options, many choices, many styles, many species available in the cabinetry. Even in our standard cabinets, we use hardwood dovetailed drawers are standard. Hardwood front frames on the cabinets are standard. Lazy Susans in all of the corners are standard. And a diagonal wall corner cabinet is also standard in all of the corners, no matter what series of cabinets that you're looking at. And again, you would get to work with a designer to select the cabinets that you want to use in your particular home. We have stair choices. Our standard stair is not pictured here, but it is a carpet grade stairway. So the stairway to the basement or the stairway to the loft would be a carpeted stairway as a standard stair. Then we would go also to a pine tread or a hickory tread. Again, not pictured here, but you could imagine just a wood tread, a wood pine tread with a wood riser. And then over in the upper right-hand corner, this is the same stair we saw in the model, but the half-log stairway is right there, sometimes called a split log stairway. And then the option over here for an easy stair in that particular area is a option that also is available for the type of look that you want in your particular home. Now, I don't see any questions, so we'll just keep moving along. We're now getting near the back of the showroom where we have all of our plumbing fixtures, the faucets. From a brand name, you can see a couple of them maybe there on some of the logos. We use Moen, Delta, Kohler, Mansfield, Max, and Acre. They're all fairly well-known brands of toilets, showers, tubs, faucets. The way we handle faucets is that into the package we build in $120 for each faucet in the home. So when you see the prices on our website, in there for every faucet there's $120. The only exception to that would be if it's a Whirlpool, then the allowance is $240. When you pick out your faucets, you will then be charged exactly what the faucet costs. And if you spend less than $120, we give you some money back. And if you spend more than $120, we charge you for the additional cost of those faucets. And often in the very beginning, we know that you like the oil rub bronze finishes or the satin chrome type finishes or satin steel, and we'll build in a little more money even than the $120, just so that we don't have any surprises near the end. Now, engineering is also near the rear of the building, and we do all of our own designing here, both preliminary design and what we call final engineering, all of it by Golden Eagle people. We have stamped, sealed drawings available for people who live in states where a stamped drawing is required, like New York or Colorado, New Mexico, and many other states require an engineer's seal on those drawings. We have the availability to get that done for you. We also will be very shortly doing three-dimensional colored details. Instead of black and white drawings, they will be colored in three-dimensional for the details. And we're also working on a fly-through 3D tour of our standard models. Hopefully that will come out a little bit later this year, but all these are done here by our own people. We also offer builder training available to those who want to build their maybe don't want to necessarily build their home themselves, but that would be available to just to learn what's going on. Okay, and you see some of the different shots of builders and some of the training that's going on here at Golden Eagle for our builder training. And again, you were 14 and 15 for helping out with the people who had some problems with the audio connection this evening. Thank you guys very much. And when this training usually happens, I should say, is it's a one-on-one training using your final engineered plans with the builder. So they're going to be looking at specifically your home, specific to your corners, your columns, your stairway, your choices that you made. Okay. So now we're going to move into the manufacturing area. We're outside now, and you see our dry kiln there in front of you. And you see on the side of the dry kiln over here and in the back on this particular slide down here, you do see storage of what we call cants. These are sawn timbers. They're basically squares or rectangles ready to go into the dry kiln. And as you can see, we store a lot of inventory. Looking at the aerial view down in the lower right-hand corner. The species of log that we use, or wood, is eastern white pine. It's from sustained forests in Wisconsin and Michigan is where it's cut. It's taken to a sawmill. The sawmill cuts it into cants like you see in the photos there, and then is brought to us. We also have a pre-drying storage area you see in the upper right. That's something we just completed. You can see a little snow on the ground in front of you there, in front of the building, and I should share you with this. I drove into through about 8 or 9 inches of snow this evening to get here to make this presentation, and I'm glad to do it. But the cants are pre-dried under the storage building for anywhere from 6 to 12 months, and what happens is the loose moisture, the free moisture, just evaporates, if you will, out of the log. And then when we put them in the dry kiln on the upper left, they'll be dried for about 1 month. And we're drying them down to 19% moisture. We're checking them daily, if you will, with automatic meters. We don't have to go in the kiln really to check hardly anything. But we are certified graders, grading to a stamp, which we'll see in a little bit, called KDHT. It stands for kiln dried, heat treated. And that heat treating basically means we have taken the log up to about 180 degrees, maybe 185, for a sustained period of time. And that sets pitch in the logs, and it also kills any microorganisms that might be put in that log. So mold, mildew, any little bugs that would be in it are taken care of. Down below, you can see where it says pre-notching corners. We're now inside of the milling area on the right-hand side, lower right, notching corners. And right here on the lower left-hand side, one of the logs is coming out of the peeling machine. So again, all of this manufacturing is all done at Golden Eagle, not by a third party. There are companies out there that buy logs from other mills and don't manufacture anything, and there's a lot of that going on. But Golden Eagle does all of it by ourselves. Here you see the log manufacturing, which we would call milling or shaping, sometimes called planing. So this particular part right here, I'm going to put a little arrow on it, that is a dried cant. It's kind of gray looking. It goes into the milling machine, the planer, and it comes out on this end right over there. It's coming out. Here it went in, I'll erase that. It went in dry and gray, and it came out dry and white and round. And then again over here, it is coming out of the peeling machine, putting the standard peel on it, which also, as we showed you earlier, is the same, no additional charge as the smooth log. So basically there are some of the steps for the manufacturing, and that peeling machine basically is this big log here, or the big machine. So the logs go in this way, get shaped, they get turned around, and they come out this way, and they're peeled. And when you get here to make your visit, you're going to basically smell incense in the area of this room, or like pine. It's almost a mist in the air, and it'll be really neat. It's quite the operation. So then we still have a little more log manufacturing. Again, they're back into the corner notching machine where we're pre-notching all of the corners. And you can see some of the notching that's been done right there, right here, also over here. If you look at the logs, and I'll get the marks out of the way, you'll see that there's some dadoing and some notching and tenoning maybe going on there. And also at the very end, there's a joint here, and this was a display log we built. That's called a slot right there and there for a spline, and the spline is what's used to seal up the logs anytime there's a joint between the log, whether it's an angle or whether it's a direct lineal connection where one log ends and the other one begins. Again, these are notches for button pass corners is what you're looking at. Also, dovetail and saddle notch are available as well. Okay. We're back here and now looking at finished storage. As you saw from the aerial shots earlier, most of our material, other than the cants drying, are stored inside buildings and on a blacktop yard. So you'll see we have two buildings. The building you see right here, I'll put an X on, and there's a second one over here on the left. These are buildings that are 70 feet wide and 250 feet long, and there's two of them, and they hold the different material that you see. So everything is under roof, no sun, no rain, no snow. And down on the bottom here is the grade stamp that I had talked about earlier, and there's that KDHT. So we're saying that we're using Eastern Softwoods, which is white pine, and then it's a wall log 40, which is a grade that is a mid-grade. There's a structural grade also that we use for high intensive areas. And then you see some of our other inventory inside the dry warehouse. And in another building here is some tie beam storage. And kind of just point out here, if you follow the little white lines, you'll see where some of these beams are used for columns, for tie beams going across the great room, and for beams that are in the ceiling of a flat ceiling. And right here on the end, like right there, and perhaps up here you can even see it, are what we call flare bottom posts. And those are really neat to put next to a stairway. If you could see one, almost see one right here on this particular area, kind of missed it there, I'll oval it. That could be a flare bottom post in the middle of the great room. Really nice things. I don't think they cost a whole lot more, maybe a couple $100 more than a standard post. So we also have a lot of conventional material that we store inside. You see sheathing, roofing, studs, joists, all of the conventionally type of material. And you're seeing down on the bottom there basically our backyard where some milling and the storage of some of the pole beams and things, tie beams, things like that, columns, and one truck there at the very bottom getting loaded. We'll talk about that a little bit more. We'll move to the next slide, and here you see just an idea. This was taken a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a month ago now in December, of just the amount of number of truckloads of lumber and sheathing that we have inside under roof. So we're geared up for a lot of homes. Last year we sold about 61 homes throughout the country. And I'll tell you about that in a little bit, where they ended up. So the last stop here for your home as it goes through the process and your tour of Golden Eagle would be the loading area. On our first deliveries, they would either come out on a flatbed like you see on the top here, or on a curtain side like you see here. If you were within about a 4-hour drive of Golden Eagle, you would have the choice of using a boom truck delivery, where you'd have smaller loads, individual loads, maybe on a tight job site. That would be good to have, but it is an additional charge, but some people will opt to do that. And then on the backdrop, you just see lumber that is in staging yard, and again, you see the blacktop loading area that we are there. Now, the process of delivery, basically the builder gets to select the date that he wants the material, and he also gets to select what he wants on that truck. Though that we will always fill up the truck with a full load, but you the builder, gets to pick what he wants and really when he wants it. We don't send out 4, 5, or 6 trucks at one time. We do send them out one truck individually. I have a question here. Says, can I get access to a recorded copy of this reference later? And the answer is yes. All of you, if you'd email us, and you'll see the email address at the end of the slideshow, we could get you a CD out of it, or we could probably will post it on our website at a secret spot and have that available to you. So that's the loading process. And what I'd like to do, I guess, this evening is personally thank you that for coming, and I have myself within this last year, 2013. I sold homes in Maine, California, Colorado, Montana, South Dakota, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Kansas, Nebraska, Arkansas, Michigan, and Wisconsin. And the view on the bottom looks a little bit like some of the Montana or the Breckenridge, Colorado areas where we've put a few of our homes. But wherever your dream is, wherever your dream location is, we can get it there and we can get it done. We have homes in Canada as well. I haven't shipped to Hawaii yet, and we have shipped a little bit overseas, but not very much. So with that said, we now open the whole evening up to questions, and let's just see what we've got there. Question says, are all materials delivered in one shot or several deliveries in stages? And the answer is several deliveries in stages based on when the builder wants them. As we had mentioned, the builder gets to choose when the material delivers and what is on that truck. We find out that from experience building in all 49 or whatever, 46 different states so far, every area has a different way of doing things. Some want their tubs early, their tub modules, so they can frame around them. Others don't. Some want the decking early, the porch decks, and some want the decking for the porches later. So that would be your choice, but there would be multiple deliveries based on when the contractor wants them. Typically, the first delivery would be a flatbed, then the second delivery would be a flatbed or curtain side, and that's probably a month apart, 3 weeks to a month from the first load, depending on the size of the home and the speed of the builder. And then the rough-in load, basically to get the walls, roofs tight, weather tight, and shingles would maybe be another month after that. But again, it all depends on the size of the home and the speed of the builder. Again, any other questions? Otherwise, I will keep rambling on here. What you could do, you could email me, my email address, if you need anything, located right down here. I'm your host for this evening, John Botzer. You also, many of you are working with Jeff Heeg or Jan Helber or Justin Jankowski. And some of you are working with our dealers all across the country. I saw the registration earlier. There was about 59, I think, registered for the webinar this evening from all areas of the country. Would also offer you, if some of the people who have not yet received the Golden Eagle Plan Book, if you would email me, I would certainly send you a plan book. We'd get one out to you right away. I'd ask you to check out a dealer near you. And I've got a question up here for says, what kind of roofing comes with the standard package? Great question. The kind of roofing that comes with the package basically is exactly what you see on the building on the screen. That is a architectural shingle made by Owens Corning. It is called an Oak Ridge shingle. It has a limited lifetime warranty, which is how all shingles are measured now or warranted. 4 years ago, that would have been a 30-year shingle. We also have the upgrade to go to the Owens Corning Duration, which is a 50-year shingle. And if you'd like to have a metal roof on your house, we would omit the shingles that you see in front of you. give you a nice credit for that, and then the general contractor would be instructed to supply and bid price metal for your home. So again, if you'd like a recording of this webinar or a plan book, please email me. Or if you're working with Jeff Heeg or Jan or Justin, email them. You probably have their address already. And check out a dealer near you. We have models all across the country, 26 different states I think they're in, and or covering anyway. And if there's no other questions, I guess we here, all of us at Golden Eagle, want to thank you for attending again. We hope to see you on a real tour of Golden Eagle Log Homes at some time in the future. So with that, if there are no questions, I will basically say good night and God bless. I'll hang around here. If any of you want to have a question, that would be great. Otherwise, again, thank you guys for coming on. Have a safe ride home. Oh, that'd be for me. You guys are there already. Thanks again. Bye, guys. Good night. If we have any recommended contractors, or do we need to find them on our own? It's a great question, Mike. We do have a team network, if you will, of trained builders, contractors all across the country. Sometimes they're right close to where the buildings go or the home goes. Sometimes they're a distance away and they would travel into that area. But we do have them available. So great question, contractors. We can help you find one. We could hopefully put you in touch with 2 contractors that from. So that's how we handle that, Mike. Again, thank you very much. Great question.